Guys, here it is. Here's my process when looking at a coin for the altcoin alerts. The very first thing I'm going to do, because it's my go-to, is as soon as the alert comes up, I put in my calendar the name of the coin, and I'm actually going to create a spreadsheet. That's been on my heart. And I was like, oh, I love a spreadsheet. I'm going to create a spreadsheet that everybody can use, and it's going to populate information for you. So spreadsheet is forthcoming. But right now, what I've been doing, and this is just for our altcoin club. I have a spreadsheet, a downloadable that I gave you guys for free that it allows you to track different coins, but with the rapidness, that's for people to just have a portfolio of, 20 solid coins that they're going to build out in their portfolio. What I'm going to create for you is an Excel that's going to move and tabulate information, tabulate your profits, tabulate the percentages as well as the totals. So I'm going to geek out on this little Excel spreadsheet for you guys. But right now, what I do is I go into my Google Calendar. I put or you can use any calendar you want. I put the name of the coin that I am purchasing, the date I'm purchasing it. And this is all in like where you would put Zoom meeting with Tonya. I'm putting all of this information here. I'm setting the alert for when, like 15 minutes to 30 minutes before I need to sell the coin. And so I'm putting the percentage of increase that should be there. And then let's say if it's 1 hour, 4 hours, 12 hours, 72 hours, whatever that time frame is, my alarm should go off 30 minutes before, and then I have a second alarm that goes off 15 minutes before, just in case I'm busy, that reminds me, okay, you need to go sell this coin or look at it and see if it's at the point that you want to sell it. Okay, so that is my process to start. Then immediately I start looking for the coin. Where is it that I am going to purchase the coin? My favorite, my pet project, I go straight to Coinbase and start looking for the coin on there. Now, remember, many of these coins, I was talking to Dr. Rex earlier on a call, many of these coins are at the phase. I use Slutty Vegan as my example. Again, I just love the restaurant. And they just opened a franchise in Baltimore on December 21st. So I haven't been there yet. As soon as I go back home, it's me and the Slutty Vegan. So many of these coins have not gone public, if you will, like they haven't reached the New York Stock Exchange. So we are finding Slutty Vegan when Pinky was sitting in Baltimore with a concept. She said, oh, I love vegan food. Other people love it. I'm going to make it a fast food concept. I'm going to have chains around the world. I'm going to text everybody and say, hey, big head. And then I'm going to say messages to them and everybody's going to love it. And it's going to catch on like wildfire. And I'm going to have food trucks that go into different areas to help target what markets really want me. Because when I went to Baltimore, there were hundreds of thousands of people in line literally for hours waiting for my vegan burgers. So I knew that's where I wanted to open a franchise. And then some big investor says, you know what, this makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and fund this franchise idea for you. And some person like us who was in this space said, I want to fund this too. Well, they couldn't go to the New York Stock Exchange and buy a piece of the stock. They had to go find Pinky. They had to go find out where she was taking her notes, who was part of her development team, who was a part of her branding team. They had to go and research all this information so they could get in at the very, very, very bottom at the ground floor. So those people are us right now looking for these altcoins that aren't on Coinbase. Then when the company goes public, there's a whole nother group of people that say, oh, it's public. I can own a piece of the stock. Well, guess what? The people who were talking to her when she had an idea, putting it on paper and writing it on napkin notes or paper towels, whatever it is she used, those people are filthy hog nasty rich already before the company goes public, because they were there at the beginning. Many of them, when the company goes public, within that first 12 to 72 hours, will pull out the majority of their profit, and the value of the stock will go up, and then it will plummet right back down, because all those initial investors are pulling, those initial private offering investors are pulling out their profits right away to say, yeah, we made it, right? And so we are at that point, napkin stage, looking for the diamonds in the rough. And the alerts are giving us the opportunity to say, here are some coins that, based on historical information, when this happened, and this happened, actually 5 things, when these 5 things happened, the value of the coin had went up. It went up, not had went up, it went up. And so here's the probability that it can happen again. Not a guarantee. There are absolutely no guarantees. Here's the probability that that can happen again. And usually it's like an 80% chance. And then they give us, here is the time frame, whether if it was 1 hour, 4 hours, 72 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is, at these time frames, here was the average growth of that coin when these 5 things happen. Okay, so that is what the alert is telling us. It's giving us the secret sauce to say, hey, last time Pinky sent out an email that said XYZ, and she went on social media and told people this, and she went and talked to these 5 people and bought these products, and she went and had her mobile truck pull up. When all of these things happen, if all these 5 things happen, 72 hours later, her bank account went up. The profits went up in her bank account. And when that happened, if you were a part of that, here's the percentage return on your money you can expect. That's exactly what's happening. Okay. So you got to figure out how to get to Pinky. We finding all the Pinkies out here. All right. And so in this scenario, we are first going to Coinbase to see if Pinky went public yet. She may have gone public, but 90% of the time, they're not going to be there. These are coins that are diamonds in the rough. And so on Coinbase, we may get lucky once in a while. What was the coin I had on there this week? This week, I was able to get, what does today say? Okay, Polygon. I was able to get Polygon on there this week. All right. And so if it's not on Coinbase, but it's on Coinbase's wallet, there will be a paragraph and it'll talk about the coin. If it doesn't show up at all in the search, it's not on there. If under the search, there's a paragraph telling you about the coin, it may say, well, you can't purchase it here, but you can purchase it on our DeFi wallet. And then you go over to the Coinbase DeFi wallet and purchase it there. If those 2 things don't happen, here is my next step. I go to coinmarketcap.com. And I'm going to forewarn you right now, again, talking to Dr. Rux this morning, who is an educator, PhD, smart as they come. He was like, this is overwhelming sometimes. And I said, I completely agree. That coin had the potential return, the one I'm going to show you had a potential return of like 15% over a 72 hour time frame. Most people don't get that in a lifetime, in a year. Like it takes a long time to get that type of return. So for 15%, I'm gonna go digging. I'm gonna go find the money. And that you could take that, whatever amount that is that you wanted to get a 15% return on, and do this same process. And guys, the more and more you do it, the easier it will become. Okay. So first thing was going to Coinbase, wasn't there. Looked, it wasn't on Coinbase wallet. Here is step 3, coinmarketcap.com. Okay. This is, of course, the web platform. On your cell phone, it's going to look a little bit different, so you'll have to play with it. On the web, I'm going to go up here to the top right, and in the search section, it's going to pop up another window. And in this example, I'm going to use the coin WRX. All right, we see WRX is here. I'm going to open it to get the details about WRX. I'm going to wait for my computer to finish loading. All right, so am I good? I'm seeing, okay. I see that my Wi-Fi is moving a little bit slow. Okay, so WRX Here is the coin and all the information about the coin. Do not have information overload. Just explain to Latoya, this is like going to the grocery store, have a grocery list. You're following your list. Don't go when you're hungry. Don't go when your kids are biting at your ankle. Like all of those different things will cause problems. Being hungry means your grocery bill is going to go up too much. Being frustrated, tired, or your kids are getting on your nerves mean you're going to fuck something up. Don't do it. Same applies to crypto. Okay. So you're looking for WRX. It's going to pull up the screen with all the information you could need to know about this coin. It tells you the current price here. It tells you the market cap. Remember in the training, we talked about market capitalizations. This one is very low. It's only $11.7 million. For those of you who were in FSS, FSP, whatever the name is, SCF, FSP, project with me, we know that the market cap before we even got into that company was much lower than this. I mean, much higher than this. Okay. So this is telling you this is a very, very, very new project with people who are adopting it right now. Okay, the volume on it over the last 24 hours, lots of information here. The circulating supplies, 381 million coins. This chart is telling you the price. You see it's going up and down, up and down. There are huge spikes here, ranging just from here, 0.17% to up to, 0.17 cents to up to, what is this price? That couldn't have been 17 cents. What was this? Okay, 0%, or excuse me, 0.01 cents up to 0.03 cents a coin. All right, so that is a nice range, and this is today. This activity is happening in just one day. You can see the dates down here at the bottom. All right. So this is just information purposes. If you want to dig a little bit more into the coins, but where I want you to stay focused right now is on the left-hand side of the panel because we're looking for information so you can purchase the coin. Over here, it shows the website where you can find it and the white paper. Remember, I talked about being able to do more due diligence, getting used to and excited about reading white papers. And here's the website for the coin. It tells you where you can find social media about the coin. It tells you where you can look for contracts. This one, Binance and Polygon are the places where you can get more information. So that is MetaMask, and that's the Trust Wallet. Okay, the rating on the coin is a 3.0. Audits. Here is a copy of a public audit done on the blockchain and the technology of the coin that was done by Certic. So you can read that and find out how the audit went for that coin. Binance is one of the platforms that the coin's available on. And then here, it tells us what wallets have the coin. This is saying MetaMask, right? So what did I do? I went to MetaMask to try to purchase the coin. Found out I could not purchase the coin on MetaMask. I could purchase it somewhere else and then transfer it over to MetaMask and hold it. Okay, so next question becomes, well, where can I purchase it? Now I scroll down through the middle section of the page. See how I'm moving that? Up here was the chart. When you scroll down, it starts to talk about Y0X. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I start to look at where are the other places I can buy the coin. First place is Binance. For those guys who've been around for a long time, like myself, we know Binance was one of our go-tos back in the day, but they have since pulled out of the US and you cannot purchase coins on Binance. I don't even know if you can use a VPN for Binance right now. They were fighting with the US government and they pretty much gave us the finger and said, we don't need your money. We got a whole world out there of people who want our crypto, and we don't have to deal with them trying to regulate us and tax us and treat us like a security. And they didn't fight with the US government, they just left. So we all suffered because Binance transaction fees are fractions of the cost of other transaction fees on other platforms. Even though it's all of it's cheap, Binance is just like mind-blowingly cheap. Okay. So Binance is the first platform, and I said, can't use that. So I went to Binance's little sister in the US, Binance.us. The coin was not there. It had become delisted. And again, you're probably listening right now and was like, oh my gosh, something else? Yes, something else. I'm talking 15% return. I'm going to look for this money. Okay. Um, this is completely up to you if you want to go through this and look for this money, but I don't want to work ever again for anyone else ever again. So I will find places that will give me a 1% return on my money. I will do this work for a 1% return on my money. For 15%, I'm in here. I'm in here and I'm showing y'all how to get in here, right? Okay. So next up, KuCoin. I was like, okay, great. I got KuCoin. Popped open my phone, went to my KuCoin app. There was a notice. All US residents must do withdrawals by December 17th, 2024. Cheese and biscuits. How come I didn't get that email? Probably went to spam or junk or something like that. So had spent some time doing withdrawals from KuCoin. My money was safe. They just decided they're pulling out of the US. And so therefore I had to pull my funds out of there. All right. So now I'm like, I need to reach into my network and my communities. So I've gone to Coinbase, MetaMask, Binance, and then had to go through withdrawing funds from KuCoin, KuCoin, however you pronounce it. All right, so now my next step is my community that I've been with in this crypto space, probably most of them since 2016. In my community, I had someone come back from India and say, hey, this is an Indian-based coin that was around. It was doing very well. The CEO kind of put the project on the shelf for a few years, came back, started getting aggressive with it again. The coin started growing, and then the platform was hacked this summer. Their technology was hacked, not the blockchain, their technology. Someone hacked into their computers, got some information, was able to use the information that they found on their computers to withdraw something like $29 million worth of crypto from the platform. Therefore, the American based companies like Coinbase, KuCoin at the time, pulled the crypto from, and MetaMask pulled the crypto from their platform. I was like, now this all makes sense. So, guys, I want you to see there's a process. I went first to Coinbase. I then went to CoinMarketCap, and then I went to my community. This is why community is so important. And that is why I'm building this cabal for us to be able to work together and have the information. I don't want to be the only talking head. I want us to all have information that we can share. I wanted you to also see my process and what I went through to gain the information for this coin. Prayerfully, on other coins for you, you'll be able to stop right at Coinbase. But guess what? When you're stopping right at Coinbase, there was a ton of money that was already made. There was money that was made when that coin was at 0.0001, or when that coin was at 1 cent a coin and it went up to a dollar 45 cents a coin. There was a ton of money already made there and we kind of missed it. So here we are trying to get to Pinky when she's writing on a napkin. All right. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it made sense for everybody. And if you have questions, as always, put them in the chat and I will get to them.